Hello YouTube and welcome to Prime Productions. I'm here to help enhance your tabletop gaming experience. If you're new to this channel, I primarily cover Paizo tabletop role-playing games like Pathfinder and Starfinder. And of course I have a Patreon and Discord, more info at the end of the video. Okay, for today I wanted to do a quickie video on a topic that I've seen a number of people in my own home games struggle with. Today I'm going to explain how healing effects work in Pathfinder. In particular, how Vitality and Void works with healing effects. So, this is one of those topics that seems complicated, but really it's a simple concept and it's just that the details can get complicated, so let's talk about it. To fully understand what we're going to talk about, we need to talk about traits. If you are looking at Pathfinder, just about every ability has these little text boxes up at the top called traits. On their own, most of these text boxes tend not to do anything. Some do, but most don't. However, they act as reference points. See, this text box here says that this ability is a mental ability, so creatures immune to mental effects are immune to this ability. There are two traits that we are going to be talking about today, the Vitality trait and the Void trait. Like I said, on their own, these don't do anything. They just act as reference points for other abilities. The other thing we need to talk about is that it is important to differentiate between healing and damage. I know, seems simple, but trust me, this is important. Vitality and Void are just sources of energy. You can heal with Vitality or deal damage with it. Similarly, you can heal undead with Void energy or deal damage with it. Keep this in mind. One more thing before we dive into this, if a healing ability does not have the Vitality or Void trait, it will heal both undead and living creatures alike. For example, Soothe is a healing ability without the Vitality or Void trait, so it works on most living and or undead creatures. An Inventor's Searing Restoration ability is much the same. So, to get this conversation started, first we are going to need to differentiate between the three types of creatures in Pathfinder: living creatures, undead creatures, and constructs. Now, by and large, most constructs are immune to healing and need to be repaired, so immediately we can basically ditch them from the conversation. Some constructs can be healed, there are corner cases, but hopefully after this video you will see where those corner cases fit in. So, broadly speaking, living creatures can benefit from Vitality healing and are immune to Vitality damage. They can also be hurt by Void damage and cannot be healed by Void healing. Undead are exactly the opposite. Hurt by Vitality damage, immune to Void damage, yada yada yada. Now, further complicating this, some living creatures like Dampiers count as undead for the purposes of Vitality and Void, and some undead, such as Starfinder's Borai, count as living for the purposes of Vitality and Void. To make things simple, if something says it has Vitality healing, it counts as a living creature for healing purposes, and it goes into the living category. If something says it has Void healing, it counts as undead for healing purposes and goes into the undead category. I know it's complicated, but to make it simple, for the purposes of healing, non-constructs fall into one of two categories, living or undead creatures. Let's do a quick comprehension check. Let's take the cantrips Vitality Lash, which does Vitality damage, and Void Warp, which does Void damage. Let's also consider two items, a minor healing potion, which does Vitality healing, and an oil of unlife, which does Void healing. A living creature is immune to Vitality Lash because they are immune to Vitality damage. Similarly, they don't get any benefits from an oil of unlife because they don't benefit from Void healing effects. They can be hurt by Void Warp, a Void damaging effect, and are healed by a healing potion, a Vitality healing effect. And undead are the opposite. Okay, so far so good. So, what's the issue? Well, the issue is that there are two spells, really four spells, that muck it all up and get people confused. The heal spell, the harm spell, and the champion focus spells Lay on Hands and its evil equivalent Touch of the Void. These spells muck up the whole thing because each of these spells explicitly does two things. Each heal spell both heals living creatures and harms undead creatures. Same with Lay on Hands, and then Harm and Touch of the Void do the opposite. I need to reiterate, these spells are special in that they specifically call out that they do two things at once, but they are so ubiquitous and common that people think that all vitality healing automatically damages undead, and all void damage automatically heals undead. That is not the case. It is the special clause of only these 4 spells. If it wasn't, Vitality Lash would be a cantrip that could infinitely heal people at no cost. I know that this can get confusing, but just think of it this way. Healing is healing, damage is damage. Some creatures are immune to some types of damage. Some creatures are immune to some types of healing. These spells Heal, Harm, Lay on Hands, and Touch of the Void are the exceptions. If you don't see exceptions called out in the spell, then don't worry about it. Alright, this is just a quickie video this week to help people with this problem I see all of the time. Let me know if it helped you out in the comments. Hey, as a reminder, I have a Patreon. I'm going to try and post something fun there once a month, but honestly, it's just a way to keep this channel financially viable. For less than the cost of a cup of coffee a month, you can help keep this channel afloat. Let me know what you think. Oh, and of course, I do have a Discord channel, link in the description. Drop by and say hi. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That tells not only me, but also YouTube that you like this kind of content and would like to see more. And until next time, thank you, good luck, and happy gaming!